Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rudolf Kotik. I'm the CEO of RK Franchise Consultancy and the president of the Filipino International Franchise Association. And welcome to episode 5 of the Franchise Hour. And our topic today is care, franchises, and the big future, because we believe in the franchises we have today with us have an extreme good future, and they will be very prosperous in the future. So let's go to it. I'm introducing to you our guests. First, we have Mr. Jordan Padente. He's the owner of Clean Zone PH. And we have Mr. Peter Probst, who is the owner of Mabuhay Nursing Homes. So, Mr. Patente is in the business of Clean Zone, which is a cleaning service, and Mr. Probst is probably the first one in the Philippines who has actually a nursing home specializing particularly on Alzheimer's dementia clients. Sorry, I think I have it also already. And we'll discuss that now in the next minutes, what you guys are doing to give our listeners more idea. So, Jonathan, kindly tell us, how did you come to the idea of opening a cleaning company?
Well, RK, it was really tough not having somebody to help you in your households, particularly in the Philippines, because in the Philippines, it seems like it's very convenient and practical to have somebody. But the moment that your house help or house helper or kasambahay left you empty-handed, then you'll really need to find an option. And the best option at that time is to get somebody on an on-call basis. Because particularly here in NCR, a lot of us are condo dwellers. And as condo dwellers, we don't have enough space for additional person to occupy a very small unit. And so because of that, I thought if I'm having this problem, all the more that other neighbors in the same building at that time, when I was conceptualizing this business, I was thinking they too should be worried or having problems about who to trust, and we don't know where to find professional cleaners. So it started there.
When was that? What year was that, Jordan?
Sorry, what was that?
What year was that? How many years ago? When was that?
2016.
Okay. So then you conceptualized the business and set it up. And how did it start? How did it go?
Well, at first it was difficult because during the time when I started it, there was just less than 10 companies like me. And out of those 10 companies, perhaps half of them are really not registered. And so they're doing things on their own. You don't have patterns. You don't have standards to follow. And I'm just blessed because I'm very meticulous. I really am very organized. And well, somehow I'm OC. Well, for some people it's good, for some it's not. But I thought I'd use me being an OC. I'd use that to my advantage because I was able to figure out and organize how we could operate as a business. And not just that, I have my personal standards in terms of getting an assistance from a house helper. Just so that you know, RK, at home, I have schedules for our kasambahays to follow. Like on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, at this time, this is what I want to happen. All these things worked on my advantage because I just needed to convert that to a organizational level. So I just needed to put more instructions in detail as to how I do things at home and pass it on to my employees. So that's how I started it.
All right. Let me ask you the same question, Peter. When you started, how did you start it? How did you come to the idea in the first place to have a nursing home uh, in the Philippines? It's not really something common here.
Yeah, I was married to a Filipina many years, 40 years. My first wife, Filipina wife, she passed away now. And very early, I think it was in the 80s already, both of us decided when I retire, we will go to the Philippines and live in the Philippines. It's much better if you are older to live here. And but I didn't know. I always thought, in the 80s there were some. Before I worked as a manager in a car company, and in the 80s there were some crises, and they sent people home in pension with 54, 56, and when I saw this, I said, oh, if I retire in this young age, I need something to do. I cannot go to the Philippines and stay on the beach every day or watch TV or whatever. No, I said, no, I cannot. Germans are people who like to work and like to do something. And so I was always thinking, what can I do? Um, I thought, it should be something special. It cannot be a normal business. What the Filipinos are doing, I will not have any chance as a foreigner. And it happened, you can say exactly 10 years ago. I think it was in the year 2010. I was watching TV, and they showed a report about a Swiss guy who opened a nursing home in Thailand. And it was a nursing home for Swiss people, for German-speaking people, not for Thais. And when I saw this, and I know that the Filipinos, they have so many nurses, and many nurses don't find a job in the Philippines. So, and the Filipinos, they speak English much better for foreign guests coming to the Philippines. So I was convinced that the Philippines is a much better place for a nursing home mostly because of the Filipino people are very friendly and have well-educated nurses. The Filipino nurse is exported in many countries, and so that was for me. I thought I also know that in the Philippines there are no nursing homes because people told me Filipinos don't need nursing homes. The family is doing this job. Or maybe they hire a caregiver to stay at home and take care for the elderly. And so when we started 2012, our focus was foreigners, to offer our service to foreigners. And it was hard. Our first patient, it was an American, and then there came some from Switzerland, from England, but it was hard to find patients. And then suddenly a lot of Filipinos inquired. We were surprised. Our first house, it was expensive with pool, swimming pool, big garden, and huge rooms. Every room has its own bathroom. Of course, this is very expensive. It was for the foreigners who have normally higher income. So then when the Filipinos inquired, we decided to have another house, a cheaper house for the Filipinos. And then the company was growing. A lot of Filipinos came. We looked for the third house, also a cheaper one. And then what happened? Even the foreigners, they said, no, that house is good enough. I will go there. It's cheaper. And then, then we have to give up the expensive house because only few guests wanted to stay there. So we gave it up. And now we have, in Iloilo, we have 4 houses. And now starting in Cebu with another one. And altogether we have 5 houses for nursing homes. And these houses are what you call bungalows. Bungalows with 5 to 8 bedrooms, all in the down floor. No stairs, because stairs it's very dangerous for the elderly. So we decided, and that this decision is also for any franchisee, only bungalows. If the house have a second floor, it can be used as office or anything else, but not for the patients. It's too dangerous. So that was the beginning of Mabuhay Nursing Home.
So right now, for each bungalows, how many patients in one bungalow you have right now? Average?
Yes. Yeah, average we have, I think in average it's 4, but 3 houses in Iloilo, they are almost full. You can say 90%. The 4th house, we moved out all the patients and looking for another house, because this house I am staying now. Actually, I am in this nursing home, because this house we have so many problems. Especially, it has a flat roof and a lot of rooms. You know, it's leaking when it's raining. It's leaking. Several times we tried to repair, but there was no chance. After a few months, it was leaking again. So that's why we concentrated all the patients in Iloilo in 3 houses, which are full now. Maybe one room is left. And we are looking for another house. Also this house, which has a bad roof, has other problems too, and it's also far from the other houses. So we want all the houses be near, not so far. Staff is, they also don't like to travel every day. It's better they are close. So we are looking for the number 4 house, Iloilo, to change. And in Cebu, our plan was to start in March, but then there came the lockdown of the pandemic, and we couldn't finish the house. Everything was closed, and now we are starting since a few weeks. We started with the advertisement and finished the house, and hopefully in a few months we will have some patients also in Cebu.
For how many staff do you have actually in relationship per patient? How many staff? Relationship between,
you can say, we have a 3 shift every day. We have 24 hours, 7 days, so you have 3 shifts every day, and in average we have 2 nurses or caregivers for 1 patient. At the moment we have 16 or 17 patients. If you times 2, it's more than 30. More than 30. That's only the nurses and caregivers. Of course, we have cooks and housekeeping and driver for the car, and in office, of course.
So around maybe you employ more than 40 people all in all.
More than 40 we have. Here in Iloilo, that's Iloilo. I did not. Also in Cebu, of course, we have some some stuff already in Cebu and preparing the house. My daughter is running the business in Cebu.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, involve the daughters. I do the same thing. So, so as you already mentioned it, Peter, we were hit by the pandemic in March. Jordan, how did it go for you when suddenly in March ECQ came? What happened to CleanZone?
Well, RK, initially it was really difficult, and I'm sure it's the same for everybody. Although with CleanZone, because I still am the CEO of CleanZone, and I always have this responsibility of looking for a better service or a better option for my clients. So what I'm trying to say is, before the lockdown this year, we already have a disinfection service in place. So that only goes to show that although most of the economy has been locked down, we've been continuously doing our job. We've been blessed to receive more clients. And I think as a whole, this year is still the best year for the business, for us. Uh, we have a couple of we have a few adjustments in the organization, and mostly that's to ensure everybody's safety and protection. But other than that, we've been I'm still looking for more options to provide my clients. So generally, this pandemic is a blessing in disguise, because while some employees are losing their jobs, we get to employ more. We get to give stable jobs to our employees. Not just that, we could say that we get to think of more better ways to be of service to our nation in terms of the services that we're having. So as a whole, it's really good.
How many employees do you have right now?
Mine alone, I have less than 20.
Okay. All right. But you have already franchises. Were they also operating through ECQ?
That's right. So I have franchise branches, and it really differs. The experience really is different per location, because NCR, there are a lot of people and organizations and offices around, so we get to serve more people. While for other areas, of course, it really depends on the need of the environment that they are situated. But as a whole, I could still say that it's still a blessed year for all of us.
That sounds good, actually. For you, Peter, was there any difference in operating during the lockdown in Iloilo compared to before?
No, in Iloilo, we didn't have any problems because of the number of patients. It was even good for us because, for example, there was one patient who came in November, was planning to stay a few weeks or a few months and wanted to go back to California. But then there came the lockdown, and she has to stay here until I think September. Only now she could go to California, and the house was full, 16, 17 people. The only thing, of course, we have to do many measurements to stay safe, because it's very, very bad if the virus comes to a nursing home. They are all old people, and if the virus goes through, you will lose a lot of patients. So we had to be very, very, very careful. And for example, we bring our staff, we bring them home because there was no public transportation and it was more safe. So we use our company car to bring them home and bring them to work. That's one of the measurements, of course. The others measure, and we didn't allow any any visitors in the beginning. Now we open a little bit, but don't let them go inside the houses. Yeah, we bring the patient outside and we let them meet outside.
Well, what about you, Jordan? With the staff, particularly going to assignments during the ECQ, GCQ, MCQ, difficulties, or you had also transportation for your people?
Well, transportation is really important because when they declared the lockdown, you're totally paralyzed. We are paralyzed because of the public transportation are all out. And so from there, we really have to pick up our employees from their homes to the office to their clients. Not just that, until now, so even if we're still in GCQ, we're now in GCQ, we still keep that setting. We're still keeping that setting. And apart from the transportation, we also ensure that our employees have a home to stay while at work. So I have two offices. So I have my office. So what we did, we actually have several groups in the company. That way we don't get to see each other and we don't get to contract that virus from everybody. So we just don't want to be affected all at the same time. And so we're divided into three groups. One group of operation who's doing cleaning and disinfection is located here close to the main office. So most of the employees are also staying there. And then there's another one in Quezon City. That way, again, we don't see each other. And then the team that are working with me are mostly they go home on a daily basis. So these are the adjustments that we have. And of course, as you know, there are so many financial changes in terms of expenses, too many expenses because you have to send your employees to get a COVID tests on a month, at least for us on a monthly basis. We still supply them vitamins. We still check their vital signs and the symptoms on a daily basis. We're very cautious in terms of moving from one client to another because again, we could just be a carrier. And so we need to follow strict guidelines and rules in our company. That way we don't just spread the virus all around. And thank God, so far in the last 7 months, no one has contracted virus in our company.
Yeah, to let you know how we are doing it actually in RK Franchise Consultancy. Similar, we are in the office actually only the marketing people, the graphic people, and my GM. In the office in Quezon City, all my developers were doing the manuals, work from home until today. And I'm in Cagayan de Oro, so I'm far from everybody.
I hope they're not liking that, huh?
So,
right.
right.
I guess these are just basic. What do you call that? Sacrifices. We could say that it's a sacrifice that we all have to make. But these things, these procedures could make us survive 2020 at least.
Yes. I agree. Yes. Unfortunately, the way it looks right now, the pandemic will stay probably another year with us. No? If what you hear that the vaccine will be available by probably mid 2021 until next year until it will reach us in Manila and in Iloilo and Cagayan, etc. It might be a year from now. So we have to really make sure to survive actually another year.
Certainly.
Yes.
So, I mean, Peter has no problem because these guys are not going anywhere. He is actually among the three of us the safest. So it's actually a very good thing to have a nursing home. No?
I know, too many of them.
Yes, it's a very good thing, especially when you get older.
Yeah. So how do you think?
But for the next 20 years, I'm not planning to be a resident in my house. I do everything. I do everything I can to stay fit
Yeah.
Right.
and not get dement or other diseases. What I see here every day in our nursing home. If you see this every day, yeah, you you are motivated to fight
So,
to
yes, yes.
stay healthy long
I
time.
know what you're talking about, Peter. My mother has dementia. So every time I fly to Austria and I see her, she every 5 minutes she asks me the same question. So it's talking to a 90-year-old woman is like talking to a 3-year-old. So I know what it all means. All right, let's go on. Jordan, what do you think? How will it go on 2021, 2022? What do you think? How will Clean Zone do? Will be doing?
Well, RK, I'm very positive about our future in the company because, again, we could say that we're also a frontliners because we help communities to bounce back by protecting them. And another thing that makes me more positive about the future is the fact that very recently, RK, this is a new development in the company. Just like the disinfection service that was offered prior to lockdown, now we are the only one in the Philippines who is a uh, coating specialist of a 90-day disinfection coating. So it's this coating is really good for 90 days because the basic disinfectants that we're all using is just good for a minute. When it's dried on the surface, it's gone. It's no longer working, so you're back to ground zero. So this technology that I brought here in the country, and I'm the only one who has that right now, is that you'll be covered for the next 90 days, the next 3 months. So I guess for Peter, you'll find value in on this because you have elderlies
Yes,
around you, right? And it's not just for elderlies, it's for everybody because we tend to disinfect regularly, but let's admit it, we get to miss out times when we need to do disinfection. And in most cases, RK and Peter, our clients would do a reactive disinfection on their facilities. Reactive meaning somebody already tested positive. That's when they'll think about getting a disinfectant or a disinfection service. I don't like that idea because I've had so many clients who ask us to go to their facilities 3 times in a week. And those 3 times, they had to test everybody as well. So there's too many costs involved in maintaining or keeping a business nowadays. And if you include your budget for the disinfection, sometimes we let it pass. But fact of the matter is we need to be secured and protected at all times. So this service that I'm offering now is one of a kind. And the product that I brought here is a breakthrough technology. It's a nanotechnology. And I'm the only one who's distributing that in the Philippines. So apart from the service that I am offering, I now do the distribution. That way, I get to provide and reach out more Filipinos and more people in the nation so that we could at least have a peace of mind in the next 90 days. So, going back to your question, I'm seeing a really good future ahead of us because of these technologies that we're having. And soon we'll be accrediting other businesses, just like a franchise that we're having, RK, so that they could perform the same process in doing the coding. So it's really positive, right?
Can
that
you
sounds,
do
that
you want
sounds
to
very
elaborate?
good. We should talk about it later
Do you want to
because
elaborate some more, Jordan? Do you want to elaborate some more on the coating business to give to entice our listeners to avail of your service?
Thank you, Artie, for the opportunity. Again, I am a official distributor of the company called Dermagic. It's a company from Hong Kong, and the technology has been there for 17 years. It's really timing that they're launching this anti-epidemic technology during this COVID-19 pandemic. And it's widely used in their country. No wonder they have less than 6,000 cases. And you know how small the area of Hong Kong is and how huge the population is, and yet they only have 6,000 cases, right? So that means they're doing really good because they have the technology, and now it's now in the Philippines. And this technology, I get to supply everywhere in the Philippines because I'm a master distributor of that. And apart from the distribution aspect of the business, I also get to teach businesses to do the right way of coating surfaces. Again, it's a coating. It's like a paint that you spray on surfaces, not just on surfaces. What's good about this product, RK and Peter, is that it's food grade. It's eco-friendly. You could taste it. You will not worry about spraying it yourself. It's really basic, but of course, where CleanZone comes in is that we use the right technology in terms of doing the spraying. Because when you spray it, you don't want to waste so much of this coating solution, and so you need the right technology to do that. So CleanZone will come in to teach you on how to do that. That way, you get to serve more clients, and
Sounds
even your
excellent.
love, importantly.
I think we will be a client of you in the future. It sounds really
Good
good.
to hear that.
But
Thank you, thank
actually, we do also, at the moment, we do it 3 times a week.
Yeah, but you know,
It's,
the disinfectants that we have right now, we might be thinking that we're safe and covered, but what if during the time that you're not doing the disinfection, that's when the contamination would happen, right? So you really don't have that peace of mind with you, except if there's the right technology. And again, this is a breakthrough technology. And after this, and it's not just COVID-19 that it could kill 99.99. Other viruses like tuberculosis, flu, even the H1N1, it could kill. So that's how good this product is. That's why you might be wondering how crazy this Jordan is, that he's putting up a new venture during the pandemic. He's investing fortune during the pandemic. It's because that's how much I trust the product and the business.
yes,
Actually,
sounds good.
excellent. It's actually to invest or to come up with something new. Anytime is a good time. We don't have to not just wait until after a pandemic is over, because I believe even franchising right now is a good time to invest in a franchise, because the process is easier. If you want to get a franchise from the province in Manila or anywhere else, you do the application by Zoom. You don't have to go there.
That's right.
Franchisors are very accommodating right now. Landlords are very accommodating with locations because so many vacant spaces. So it's easy relatively to get a commercial space today at a very affordable price. No? Peter,
That's
how do you see the future for your business?
Yes, I think because at the moment, the Philippines is a desert for nursing homes. There are really not many nursing homes. There are some in Manila. Before we started in Cebu, there was only one house for 3 million in Metro Cebu, and I'm convinced. You know, I remember when in Germany it started in the 60s. Before there was also no nursing homes. It started in the 60s when there was the heavy growing after the Second World War. The economy was growing heavy, and many people get to work, and they couldn't take care for the elderly, especially when they had dementia or needed care. There are other diseases also the old people have and need care. And I think the Philippines are in this stage. In Europe, we were in the 60s. Yeah, it's beginning that more and more Filipinos are interested and inquire. Of course, it's still expensive for the most Filipinos. They cannot afford it. It's really expensive, especially because we use so many so many stuff. But that was our intention, to offer much better care than in Western countries. You remember we started to do this business for foreigners from Western countries, and in I think all Western countries, the situation in the nursing homes are very, very bad because they don't have enough staff. And we want to offer a paradise compared to the situation in Western countries, and offer a paradise which much lower price than there, and much more nurses to take care for the elderlies. In Western countries, often they have one caregiver for 10 to 20 residents, and our lowest relation is one nurse for 3 residents, and this is much better than in Western countries, of course, because of the high input of staff. It's expensive, but more and more Filipinos are able to finance, and especially Filipinos from abroad, the kids working in USA and the parents living here in the Philippines, getting sick, getting demand, and nobody is here to take care. So I'm convinced in the future this will be a big market, and we are the first who is growing in this business, and I think we are the first offering a franchise. So for a franchisee, I think it's very interesting now to start in this business. If I compare this with the food, there are thousands of franchise offer different kind of food, but I think we are the only one offer a franchise for caregiving, and I think it's the Filipinos. They are born caregivers. They are the best caregivers in the world, and I think it's a good business for somebody who is a nurse, working as a nurse, and has some capital. It would be better she will start her own nursing home than work as a nurse in a hospital.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
It's also good for doctors, medical doctors, of course. I heard in Manila there are many nursing homes run by doctors, but normally the doctor, he has no time. He has his job in hospital, or he has his private clinic, and he don't care much about the nursing home, and they don't know how to run the nursing home. I think if a doctor wants to start this business, he better do it with us, and we will help him to organize everything as we developed in the last 8 years. He will get a lot of knowledge, and don't need to invent the wheel again. We invented the wheel, how to do a nursing home in a small bungalow house with a few beds. It's working, and as long there is no competitor, it's easier to earn money if you don't have competitors.
Actually, that's the advantage of both of you. I mean, Peter, your Mabuhay Nursing Home is the only one in the Philippines who is now into franchising. So you actually have 0 competitor. And even Jordan, for Clean Zone, you have hardly any competitor also. There's only, as much as I know, one other cleaning company into franchising, which accidentally is also my client. So, so you two guys actually are very lucky that you are in businesses with practically no, not much competition in franchising. Unlike I have 700 more than 700 clients which we developed into franchising, but more than 400 of them are food, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
But we only have
Yes.
two in the cleaning, and we have only one in the nursing home industry. You see, so you are blessed. And on the other hand, also, you're another advantage which you have, both of you guys. You can actually become sooner or later a global brand. Both of you can bring your. We know it because we developed your franchise. So I'm 100% confident that Clean Zone and also Mabuhay can get franchises in the international market after the pandemic. But I really believe that both of you will join my group of franchisors who have franchises abroad. So if anybody listens, especially in the evening in the replays of this recording, if you're outside the Philippines, you can also get a franchise of these two guys anywhere in the world. Okay, so let's talk about the franchise. And I start with the franchise of Peter, and we have some slides prepared. Only a few slides. So I want to share them with our viewers and Peter. Oh, what happened to my slides now? It's gone. Oh no. Jordan. Jordan, can I ask you to present your slides first, please? Because I lost my slides. I have to recover them again.
Sure.
And please be so kind and do your presentation about the franchise opportunity of Clean Zone.
Okay. Let me just put it up. Can you see it?
Not yet.
All right. It should be there.
Oh, wait. Add to stream. Yes, it's coming. There you go.
Fantastic.
It's there. All right.
All right. Thank you. All right. So I hope you could all see the slides now. A slide. So this is becoming a cleaning business owner today. Again, there's still a need for a professional cleaning company out there to serve our clients, to serve you, right? So Clean Zone has been recognized by DTI, Go Negosyo, and of course, Filipino International Franchise Association, or FIFA. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So where are we right now? So please have a look. Our main office is in Mandaluyong. We also have a branch in Quezon City. We have Marikina and Rizal Province. We are in Visayas, and that's in Bacolod City, and in Mindanao, Dipolog City. That means there are still a lot of territories that we could be into so that we could meet the demands of your clients. What are our services? Our services are ranging from carpet cleaning. So this is our favorite service because the carpet cleaning, or particularly your carpet, is a huge investment that you have to put into. And so you need somebody who really knows how to treat your carpets right. That's where Clean Zone PH comes in. We do sofa and mattress cleaning as well. Same goes with upholstery cleaning service. So those are really correlated to each other. Of course, it also includes mattress cleaning, and apart from the mattress cleaning, Clean Zone is catering to home or catering to households or catering households, and we're doing home cleaning service. That's how we actually started in Clean Zone PH. We started with cleaning homes, but now we've changed our market and strategy. We've been serving a lot of business to business clients. And we're also into post-construction cleaning service, one of our favorites, because at least just before you move into your new office or new home, uh, it needs to be cleaned by a professional. Then office cleaning. This is something really big that we have. Although some offices might have their janitors around, but nothing beats the skill of a professional cleaner, and that's where we again come in. And then lately, starting January, end of January this year, we provided a PEZA standard disinfection service. So that's where the 1 minute solution to kill viruses are being used. And of course, as mentioned earlier, something that I'm so blessed and a little proud, so to speak, to introduce to you that we are a Germagic coating specialist. Germagic is a company created from Hong Kong University, and they're the company in charge of creating and manufacturing a 90-day antimicrobial coating technology. So they're using a nanotechnology. Once again, this is a breakthrough technology that my company, Clean Zone PH, is currently introducing in our country. So I get to do the coating service for our clients, and we get to distribute it as well. So what's Clean Zone's business model? For you out there who's looking for a franchise, of course, you need to know what sets this company apart. And what sets us apart is the fact that we're the only company right now to offer the 90-day antimicrobial technology. We're also following the strictest way or procedure for disinfecting facilities, homes, and offices. That's care of PEZA. We're using industrial grade technology or equipment. We don't use DIY equipment. We're very customer oriented company. Our clients' safety, protection, and satisfaction are the top most important to the business. And then, of course, advanced antibacterial cleaning agents are being used in all of our services, and we have the most presentable cleaning professionals. You could search it, and you could say that, yes, indeed, that they are the professional cleaning service. Who's our market? We have the business-to-business, private, both local and international companies in the Philippines. We are also serving government agencies. We've served a lot of them, most especially during this time. So clients who need up-to-date and advanced cleaning solution, of course, we still serve houses and condo dwellers. Who are our partners? Our partners are our customers, property management, admin personnel, of course, construction and architectural firms, homeowners associations, and government agencies are our partners. And these are our client portfolio. I have more to add, but so far, of course, you know, the regular, or rather the familiar brands such as Jollibee and the Imperial Macau, Western Union, the government agencies from Vice President's Office to BIR to Philippine Veterans and Port Authority. So they are our clients. We want you locally. So what I'm showing right now is a map of the NCR. So if you're from NCR, we need people from the south and from the north. And of course, if you're outside the company, right, or rather outside the NCR territory, feel free to contact us because we would really want for your area to benefit from the service that we are offering. All right. And I think that's about it. So maraming salamat po sa tiwala, and there goes our contact number, even our email address. You could also go to our website, cleanzoneph.com, or go to our Facebook page, Clean Zone PH. Thank you. Right. So if you have questions,
Thank you,
could,
Jordan.
yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jordan. Repeat the number, please. 0955.
It's 1955597. That's for our franchise hotline number.
All right. So anybody who wants to get a franchise, please get in touch with Jordan.
Thank
And
you.
then Peter for his Mabuhay nursing home. Anybody who's interested to get a franchise, I will be sharing now the slides. So, Peter, oops. Anybody who wants to get a franchise from Mabuhay, let's talk about the services, what you have to offer. Peter, tell us a little bit about the services.
Okay. A nursing home, as it says in the name, is there are nurses mostly taking care for elderlies who need care, who have dementia, had a stroke, have other diseases, or are already very old, so that they cannot take care for the daily life. They need help. And if the family is not able to take care because nobody is around, they bring the patient to the nursing home. And in our nursing home, it's a normal life, like in a family. That's why we have these bungalows, like a semi-family house. And the life is like family, the nurses, like kids of the elderly taking care. And we have Lolas and Lolos in the house mixed up. There is no separation. That one house is only Lolos and the other is Lolas. Then we have 1/3 of our patients are foreigners. Most of them speak English. Only at the moment we have only one Swiss guy who only speaks German. And the daily life is, okay, you have 3 shifts, 1 shift in the morning, 1 shift in the afternoon, and 1 shift at night, taking care for the dementia people. Often, these people, they lose the orientation about time. They sleep on daytime, they awake at night. It's a little bit different if you compare this to the normal life, but it's taking care of elderlies and do some activities with them, what they are able to do, go out, have exercise, dancing, playing mahjong. Some of the Lolas playing mahjong, and having parties with them, birthday parties, Christmas parties, and so on. It's a really comparable with family life. We also try to make it family like as possible. We don't like that there is a hospital feeling. That's not our intention. We want that these people, they feel at home, not in a hospital. And I think if somebody is a nurse or any other person who wants to start this nursing home with Mabuhay, it's really not difficult to start this business. Any nurse and caregiver, they have experience, they are educated to do the business. Of course, we also have doctors. We have a geriatric doctor here in Iloilo who is visiting the patients, who is telling the nurse about the medication and others. The same we have in Cebu. We also have a geriatric doctor. So if you start this business, you are the nurse, then you know this, or you hire a nurse, then the nurse knows how to do this business. And with our experience and our help, it's very easy to start this. And you also, of course, you should have a doctor nearby who will take care, who will treat the residents. And what is important, of course, to find a house which fits for the nursing home. It should be a normal family bungalow. It should have at least 5 bedrooms. If it has less than 5, I think it's difficult to earn money. So even 5, it's hard. It's better you have, for example, 7 or 8 rooms. Then you have much more patients, you have much more income than with 5 rooms, and it's easier to have a profit. Of course, the investment is also higher. You have to consider how much is your capital and how much could you invest. For the start with 5, it's possible, but it's maybe a little bit harder than if you start with, for example, with 7 rooms. But it's easy. It's not a big complicated thing to start a nursing home.
All right. So let's talk about the franchise. We did it differently from other franchise opportunities, and we made it a different system. So anybody who wants to get a franchise has to pay a fee of 150,000, and then monthly. Then they have to pay additional per service bed, 50,000. So that's why Peter said 7 would be ideal. You could start at 5. The franchise agreement is for an initial 5 years, renewable again for 5 years. The total requirement, what you need for 7 beds and franchise fee and everything in, is estimated at 2.5 million. Then monthly you pay 4% of gross sales as a royalty and additional 5,000 regardless of sales as a continuation fee. So if you are interested to get a franchise, please get in touch with Mr. Peter Probst at peter.probst@mabuhay.com and the numbers which are indicated on this slide. You still want to add something to that, Peter, to your franchise?
Sorry, I did not understand. I didn't
I
hear.
said you still want to add something to your franchise package? You want to still add something to that? You want to say something to in addition to that? Or you feel it's already mentioned everything what has to be mentioned?
You are the expert for franchise. You did it very well. We even didn't start. You know, we are just preparing, and
Yes.
I'm not even. And our figures, you know, we made a few weeks ago. I already forgot it.
That's right. No worries.
I really need your help when we start
Yes,
franchising.
definitely. No, we help all our clients get through
Yeah.
the whole process. No worries.
I-
Because
We know
Peter is
now how
new,
we know how
new
to
into
run the
it,
nursing home, but we don't know yet how to do the franchise
the
business.
franchise. Yes.
We are still preparing.
That's why Peter got our service, and we're helping him through the whole process, and also later on when it
Yeah.
comes to getting the franchisees. Okay.
Yes.
And before we end the show, I want to give you also some updates, and I screen share something again with you on some activities what we have. So today we have the 5th episode about the franchise hour. Next Thursday, on our 6th episode, we will be talking about food franchises from Mindanao. Because right now we are having also the expo in Mindanao. Anybody interested to have my book all about franchising, feel free to send us a message, and I'll send you a free ebook of our book all about franchising. So right now we are running the 15th Mindanao Franchise Expo as a virtual edition from October 2 to 25. It's virtual on MindanaoFranchise.com. And on October 16 and 17, we have the Mindanao Franchise Conference, where we have a lot of seminars and also a lot of business presentations. Then in November, we have the Cebu Franchise Expo from November 6 to 29 at CebuFranchise.com. Again, with Cebu Franchise Conference, with seminars, etc. So then also we launched again our magazine, Franchising PH. So it's online now. You can read everything online. Franchising.ph, 54 pages is the issue of October, and it's a monthly magazine. So every month there will be a new copy coming up. If you're interested to develop your business, also it's a franchise like Clean Zone and Mabuhay Nursing Home did, you can get in touch with us. Our numbers is 89122-946 and 89122-973 in Manila, or 0917-874-3620. And we easily can talk to you about developing your business into a franchise. And I have another franchise seminar where I'll explain everything from A to Z, how franchising works. That's free, October 24, Saturday, 2 p.m. on Zoom. And of course, also on Facebook Live. So, we are therefore almost at the end of our show. And I want to bring back Mr. Jordan Padente and Mr. Peter Prop. And I would like to thank both of you for being with me today in the 4th edition of Franchise Hours. It was my pleasure spending an hour with you two guys. And anybody interested in the franchise, please send us a message on Facebook, and then we'll get in touch with you or contact the guys directly. So I would like to thank you, Peter, for being with me, Jordan, for being with me, and anybody who would listen. Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you too. Have a nice day. Bye bye.